morning, you guys. Today we are boondocking. We're off to a pretty fun start this morning. Kim, what are you doing up there?
I'm cleaning my solar panels. The race is on to see who can improve their solar collection.
Sorry. It's okay. So the plan today is just to hang out here on the BLM land, chill out, and the discussion this morning was about how everyone's solar was doing. And it's kind of funny because we're the only full-time travelers here and we have the probably worst setup. We were bringing in, I think, around 80 watts this morning, and now we're bringing in way more. And then it's funny because things progressed and they all decided, well, Gray, Grumpy, and Kim and James decided they're going to clean off their solar panels to see if they can beat the other. Who can bring in more if they clean off their panels. So it's kind of funny seeing them up on the roof cleaning things off. We're not. Steve's just making breakfast. We're bringing in solar, so we're happy that we're just bringing in solar.
Washing that one.
So after that, how'd it do?
Didn't do much.
That's not what you said before.
What?
Pretty much nothing.
Well, it went
I guess
from
that's the same.
what were we, 170 something to 216.
And that's probably because the sun's higher up in the sky.
That's it.
Was it pretty dirty?
Yeah.
We left the ladder out if you need it.
And here in the van, Steve is cooking up some delicious breakfast.
Alrighty, breakfast is ready.
No, you don't need to hold open the thing. You just need to pull the thing. Thanks.
Yep.
Well, I would imagine the fire department's probably 20 minutes out, right? At the closest. Isn't the closest town 20 minutes that way?
Well, the current excitement here at the boondocking spot is that there's a fire going on in the distance. So we're all watching that to see what's going to happen.
So the fire department has arrived, although they seem to be,
A good
geez,
half mile?
yeah, quarter mile, half mile away.
Look at this little dude.
All right, so Grumpy has been kind enough to give me some wasabi flavored peas, which are very delicious, very spicy and hot. But he himself has never tried one, so he's going to try one now. Wait for it. Wow.
Nothing.
Not phased at all.
You got to try the ghost pepper. What is it? I'm having a senior moment. Jerky, the ghost pepper jerky.
Oh.
What's going on over here?
Duty.
Well, it is dinner time here at camp in Joshua Tree BLM land. We have had an awesome day just doing pretty much nothing. It's been so nice to be stationary, just chilling out and hanging out with friends. And Steve is cooking up some pork burnt ends and mac and cheese right now. And maybe a veggie.
You have about 5 to 8 old peas you could eat.
They were gross. We got canned peas at Grocery Outlet. They were very hard for canned peas. It was very strange, but I've been trying to eat them. And you?
I had an apple.
I did see you had an apple. Does that count as a veggie?
Veggie, fruit, it's all the same.
Okay.
Albuquerque, and they said that they had been wanting to go do that for years.
It's our last morning here, and it's time for Steve's morning coffee delivery. He's so spoiled. Take that, Brent.
Look at this. I get the whole pot today.
I'm also spoiled. Steve made me breakfast. Time to break up camp. Bye! See you in Florida! Well, we broke camp and we are heading out of the BLM land at Joshua Tree. Kim and James are in front of us. We have left Gray and Grumpy behind. They're going to hang out here for another day. It was a great time. It was so good to slow down and just chill out, hang out with friends. And now our adventure continues. We're going to drive through the park again, check out some things before we move on to the next place.
Yeah, we had a wonderful time just hanging out and relaxing. It was a much needed change of pace for us. It's funny how quickly you can get used to a spot like that, especially like that was just really nice and had campfires every night. It's always tough then to break away from that and kind of get back on the road and get moving. Something I'm going to coin the breakaway blues. It's always a little tough to break away in those situations. Good morning.
Hi there. Good morning. I think the sign said it's Steve and
Audra.
Audra. Okay. Well, hi, Steve and Audra.
We have made it back in the park, and we pulled over right away once we got in through the gates because there's actually a place to refill water here, which is pretty critical when you're in the desert. So Steve is working on that. He is refilling our gallon jugs that we use for drinking water, and he's also refilling one of our 6-gallon tanks that we use under the sink for our sink supply. Before coming into the park, we actually sat at the visitor center for a little bit with our phones because we know we're not going to have a signal once we're in the park. We are trying to map out our plans for the next couple days because even though it's later in October, temps are still somewhat high in certain areas. It's actually perfect here today in Joshua Tree. It's, I think, low 80s or even high 70s. But some of the spots we're looking at going to the next couple days get up into the 90s. So we are trying to figure out where it makes sense to go to avoid the high temps during the day, especially because we've got the cat. So we've been working on that, and hopefully it's all going to work out pretty well. In addition to filling up on water, we're also dumping our gray tank. Some of you said you'd like smell-o-vision when we were in Mount Rainier with the wildflowers. You definitely don't want smell-o-vision here. It's amazing how stinky gray water can get. It's just the stuff from our sink, but poof, potent. So we're glad to be dumping that today.
All right, it's always good to have that done. Always take advantage of what's in front of us. It was a perfect setup. They had a nice spigot to fill up all the water bottles and a toilet to dump the gray water. It's always nice to have that done and know that we are good to go for a better part of a week for sure until we need to do it again.
Looks like it. In the park, isn't that interesting?
Turn right onto Keys View Road. Continue on Keys View Road for 5 miles. Turn left to stay on Keys View Road.
Our first stop today in the park is Keys View. Kim and James had recommended it. We drove up. It took us about 40 minutes to get here from the Welcome Center. And supposedly you can actually see mountains in Mexico from here and the Salton Sea. So it sounds like a pretty good spot to start. And I think we're going to also have some lunch here, hang out for a while.
All right, right over there is the San Andreas Fault, and there's the Salton Sea, and if you look real close, you can see Canada.
This really is incredible. I heard someone say that you can see about 100 miles. I don't know if that's right or not, but I don't know if I've ever been to a point where I have the views like this. And it's so cool looking down at these other mountains. It's so cool. Stop was a great one. We spent a little time there. The weather was perfect. There was a nice breeze. And now we're driving back towards the main park drive. And I feel like we're driving through Dr. Seuss land with all these Joshua trees. It's so fun. So we drove here to the Cholla Cactus Garden, I think is how you say it. And we were really afraid we were going to miss the sunset. These are supposed to be so beautiful when the sun is hitting them. Got here just in time, just enough time to run out here, grab some pictures and video, and now the colors in the sky are just beautiful, so it's awesome. But my goodness, I was a little concerned we were going to miss it. It's the sunset here a lot earlier than I thought because the mountains block the sun. This is so beautiful. I love it here.
So these cactuses apparently have really nasty barbs to them. A little known fact, I had a neighbor named Barb.
Here, there's people already. This is this entrance right here.
Turn right.
I'm sure it's part of it. There's people up. There's people up in there though. All right, so that's actually pretty level now. Yeah, it's pretty perfect right here compared to how it had been. Well, today was a pretty great day, I think. We saw some really neat things and couldn't have timed it better for getting to the Cholla cactus garden. That was pretty great. A great way to end the day. And then we made our way south towards the south entrance of the park. And we've actually changed our plans. Originally, we were going to exit the south end of the park. I think it's like 7:30ish right now. We were going to head west towards Indio. There is a Planet Fitness and a Panera there. So we were going to go there, get showers, and do some work. But that's a half an hour different direction than we actually want to end up going tomorrow later in the day. So we actually opted to skip that. Instead, because we hit the cactus garden just at sunset, we came through the rest of the park at dark. We found BLM land right at the south entrance of the park. We hadn't realized initially that it was there, but we found that as soon as we got a signal. We were doing some research. We found a spot right outside the park, or right by the exit. So it was perfect, so convenient. So we actually parked here, and then we're going to go back in a little bit ways back in the south side to the Cottonwood Spring area. There's an Oasis there, and we have not been able to see an Oasis in the park. At least 2 of them are closed, some that are more popular, so we want to do this one. So we're going to check out the park a little bit more in the morning, and then we're going to continue on our journey.
So really, what does it matter to live in one's own filth for another day, right?
Another 2 days, probably. Yeah, so that's one of the things about being in this area, in the desert, essentially, is it was so dusty. We would be sitting around by the fire or hanging out during the day, and all of a sudden there'd just be a dust cloud that came through. So everything was covered in dust, including ourselves. So I know it would be really nice to get a shower. Steve really wanted to get a shower tonight or tomorrow morning. But because of the high temps that we're dealing with and some other things, we figured it's just not worth it. We can go a couple more days, and it's going to work out better for temperature and sightseeing. So we made that decision, and I think it's a good one.
Good morning, everybody. Glad we found this spot. We had a great night's sleep. I don't think we made any mistakes. Audra was able to get out bright and early, catch the sunrise. Now this morning, we are off to Cottonwood Visitor Center to use the facilities. Look at this little guy on the bathroom door.
made our way to Cottonwood Spring. It's just a few minutes from the visitor center. It's our last stop here in Joshua Tree National Park. I'm excited because there's actually an oasis here and we've never been to an oasis. So we're gonna go check that out before wrapping up our time here. It was really nice to stop at the Cottonwood Spring Oasis. That was a cool little area, and I'm also really glad that we came into the park this morning and got to see what we missed last night in the dark. And before starting to make our way out of the park, we stopped back at the visitor center to top off on water and use the facilities. And there was a giant spider right by the handle of the girls' women's bathroom. We have seen not too much wildlife here in this park. We've seen birds, we have seen lots of bugs though, so it's been kind of wild seeing different beetles and spiders and creepy crawly things. After spending months on the coast, it's been very different to be here in the desert, just a completely different experience. We really enjoyed our time, especially with Gray and Grumpy and James and Kim. And we want to thank James and Kim for letting us use their Starlink to load our video this past Sunday. And again, to Gray and Grumpy that they loaned us their Starlink while we've been on the road for months. So thank you guys. We have pretty great friends to hang out with. They also are very generous all the time. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, indeed. Thank you to James and Kim, and also Gray and Grumpy. This is where we're going to leave you for this episode. As always, we love hearing from you. Please drop us a comment below. Let us know your thoughts on this video. And if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time, we'll see you.
If you enjoy our videos, please consider becoming a patron by using the link on the screen that we've also included in the video description, along with information about today's adventure and our channel. A special thank you to all our patrons. We appreciate your ongoing support. Thanks for coming along with us on this van life adventure. Please take a second to hit the like button below, leave a comment to let us know you're watching, and click that subscribe button if you haven't already. Don't forget, you can also connect with us and see my photos of the places we visit on our Facebook and Instagram.